JT fam, take two this morning because I completely forgot to click record on the first attempt. The first attempt. But, like I was saying, if you have a bad day, you do your reflection. Just like I had a bad day yesterday. I didn't end up red because I kept my head in the game. I focused. I did what I was supposed to do, and things worked out. But you can't let that bad day hold you back, because it's gonna keep you trapped. So you wash your hands of it. And you come back the next day. I get a lot of, it reminded me of a question. I got it yesterday. Asking me how do you stop a losing streak? A winning trade. It's just that simple. And it doesn't take any skill for you to have a winning trade. You can stop a losing streak. You buy, stock goes up 20 cents, you sell. Your losing streak is over, guys. Right? Losing streak over. It's not about the streak. Okay? It's not about the streak. You're focusing on the wrong things. You stay focused on your edge. Remember the coin flip experiment we talked about? That guy that had the edge, he had to suffer through 4 or 5 flips that didn't go his way. And just that little bit of time, doubt started to creep into his head. And that's what causes you to go off the rail and start doing stupid stuff. So you don't focus on the losing streak. You focus on sticking to your process. Because if you're this far, you have a viable edge. You just have to execute it right every day. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part. That's where the work comes in trading. Is you having to execute the hard part. All right, so I'm going to take your guys' advice here and make the charts bigger so you can see it. So we're going to have to go through look at yesterday's chart. All right, so this is ANET yesterday. This is, if you haven't seen the video, I think it's on Twitter. Just go back on Twitter and take a look at, because I explain how this is a unique trade. Because you can't, like I said, you can't read a book, you can't watch a video, you can't go to a seminar and learn what you need to learn to be a successful trader. You just can't. It may be fun. You may stimulate your mind, but that's not going to translate into dollars. And if you pay money for it, I doubt if you're going to see return on your investment. That's just the reality of it. The only way you can really learn trading is to be in it. And because each trade is different, each moment in the market's different, you know all of that. So, this announced a little bit early, so I still used the candle. This started moving before we even got the announcement on Benzinga. So evidently numbers leaked out early, and I still just used this candle. I got in up here first. When it pulled back, I added, and then here we took profit. It pulled all the way back. We got a deep pullback, and this was toward the end of the conference call, so I got stopped out at break even. We held support, and once we got back, I went ahead and bought. Once we got over this daily level here, I bought, got profit again. Here I was trying to put in a profit target and accidentally clicked buy instead of sell, so I added a few shares to it, but it wasn't, it wasn't what I meant to do. But got profit here. We had a little pullback, got profit here, and normally I'll add into the close if we're holding support, and I would have added yesterday, but I left home and I kind of forgot about it, so I didn't get on and add. So that's where we, what we ended up with. So this morning, pre-market, I added. Once we bounced, I went ahead and added here. We did get a pullback. We held support. I did not bail out here because if you're a real trader, you know that on the opening candle of a stock that's gapped up, you're going to get profit taking. It may be deep, it may not be deep, but you have to let this candle print. Okay, you got to let it print. If it confirms going short, then you get the hell out the trade if you're long. If it confirms going long and you're short, you get the hell out of the trade. But it didn't confirm anything. We got an inside candle here, still holding support. And I got my first target. We pulled back. I added. Oh, I got my first target and I got stopped out here at break even. I added back. And so far taking profit. My last target's 185, so I'm going to have a range order out to, stop at 180. Profit target 185. That's where we're at on ANET. Now, the other trade we took this morning was on earnings, and we talked about this as well. Just because the stock is up so high doesn't mean it can't keep going up. You can't let that deter you from taking a setup. This is a solid setup. We're on a 52-week high. We're on an all-time high. This thing can run to the moon. Plus we saw, I saw calls for 280, 285, 290, 295, even up to 300. So I'm thinking by the end of the week, we're going to hit 300. We could have even hit 300 today if the buyers kept coming in. But right now, what I'm looking for now, I bought it on the 5-minute opening range high, nailed all my profit targets. Here, this is the linear regression channel that kept moving up, kept ticking up, which told us we had tremendous buying power. So as long as this kept ticking, I had faith in this trade. Plus, technically, we were still above support. Once a trade starts working, the 9 is my trailing stop. So as long as we're trading the 9, we're going up. Will we get pullbacks? Yeah. I want to see a pullback against this linear regression channel. I want to see the 9 hold and look for some more going up, because I think we're going to grab the 290 calls before the end of the day. It's possible. But it all depends on what the chart does. I have a thesis, but I'm not acting on it until the chart confirms it. Okay? So that's where we are this morning. I know this was a little bit longer recap, but there was some things I wanted to kind of explain to you. And we'll talk about yesterday's action, a little bit later. You could see yesterday I had a terrible morning. This was a trading error because I took my eyes off it and I started looking at something else. This is because I did not make adjustments to the market conditions early enough. So I took 2 heavy losses here. But I stayed focused. I stayed locked in. I trusted my overall process. I knew there was a chance I could make money on aftermarket earnings trade that could bring my day completely back around. Yeah, I only made $181.42, but it's a hell of a lot better than being red $3,000. So that's why keeping your head and focusing on taking the trades as they set up, we take every trade that sets up and we make it happen. So that's it for the morning. We're gonna finish out these trades. I don't foresee us taking any more. I think the market's gonna kind of slow down a little bit. If not, we'll have more opportunities. But for right now, we're just gonna chill, let ANET finish out, and maybe look at lunch. So at 11:30, we do have our first 90 days of trading session. So you guys be prepared for that. 11:30. All right. So I'll hang around here for about 10 more minutes, and then I'll go grab some lunch, get ready for our session, and then I'll be back.